What's up, fam? Extraordinary Life with Elijah. And I couldn't be more pleased in how this studio is coming together. Oh my goodness. Blessings to you, Jeff, my friend. This is incredible. Lots of people ask me, how long have you been accruing all of this equipment and all this studio space, Elijah? And I always say, you know what? None of it's mine. It's all from Jeff. This week's video, oh man, it's so crazy. My goodness. Here's the idea. I'll just throw it out there and then I'll develop it. Our emphasis as the children of God has to be on presence, not presence. I love playing with words. From the very first video I told you I love playing with words. But I find it so interesting how when you shift the emphasis of how you say things, it helps you to hear differently. Now, Jesus, even he challenged people in his life that when he was challenged once with questions, and there was a young learner who said, what's your take? You know, how are you going to answer this question? Jesus said, well, what does scripture say? How do you read it? How do you read it? How do you hear what it's saying? Our focus should be on presence, not presence. If you don't spend time with that, I'm sure you're already there. But in deeper spiritual realities, if we don't take time to sit and ponder what God is saying, I often miss what he is saying. I miss his emphasis. If you shift the emphasis on words, you get an entirely new vocabulary. Emphasis changes everything. As Moses was leading the people of God into the promised land, there came a point where God, in a moment of frustration with his people, said, I'm wiping them off the face of the earth, and I'm starting over with you, Moses. It was Moses' golden ticket. In that moment, Moses had an opportunity to be the new Adam, that all the people moving forward that would populate the earth would come from him. Moses, though zealous for the heart of God, said, why should you destroy your people and have your name defamed amongst the nations, that they would say God just took them out into the desert to kill them? No, Lord, relent. And it said that Moses' friend, who was God, listened to him and spared the people. And then immediately after that, God said, okay, I'm going to send you on into the promised land, but my presence will not go with you. I'll send an angel of the Lord out in front of you. You'll go into the promised land. You can have it. I'll fulfill my promise to you, for I am faithful, but my presence is not going to go with you. And Moses says this amazing thing. He said, no, if your presence does not go up with us from this place, do not send us. How will the nations know that you are pleased with us unless your presence go with us? I think one of the things that God is purifying out of my heart and mind, out of the culture that I grew up as a kid within, of a Republican, conservative, evangelical, homeschooled community, that there was a heavy emphasis placed upon the manifestation of God's blessing in a people that was proven, that was put on display through presence, things that came from the hand of God, healthy families, parents that loved their children and loved one another, a stable income, a career that was successful, businesses that were running well, and that the employees were clean cut and clean shaven and had good wages and didn't swear. That all of those things of a community, the tangible, relevant, measurable things, the presence of God, the gifts, the blessings that come as a result of his person pervading and ruling over a culture, that it was those things that revealed the blessing and the favor and the delight of God on us as a people. Couldn't be more wrong. It could not be more isolated from the reality in the heart of God. Moses nails it though. He says, unless your presence goes with us, do not give us the abundance and the milk and the honey and the opulence of the promised land if your presence does not go with us. And here's his justifying statement. He said, how will the nations know that you are pleased with us, that your favor is upon us, that we are your people, unless your presence goes with us? My question would be, in your own life, look at your own life. And I'm talking about myself. I'm feeding you things that I'm already eating, that I've sat with for a long time. So don't feel like I'm pushing this out there and challenging you in something that I'm not challenging myself in. Question yourself, question your own mind, question your world, and then look at your community as well and ask, how do the nations know that God's favor is upon you and your community? Don't answer out of what you want to be true or the patent answer. I've already given it to you. But truly consider, think about your heart and mind. Look at your community. Look how it's oriented. Look at the things that cause the most violent responses from your leadership if they're threatened, as to how people know that you are God's people and that his favor is upon you. And that'll tell you what your true orientation is, your true culture. When I lived in El Salvador for close to 2 years, I discovered all kinds of ethnocentristic cultural values out of El Salvadorans violating and breaking my values. I didn't know I had a value for people respecting time and task until Salvadorans would show up 45 minutes late to a meeting and just say, my excuse was I was running a little late. 45 minutes. No, see, you owe me an apology. But honestly, they didn't. That's their culture. They were basically on time. What that helped tease out for me was that I had a extreme value to respecting and honoring clocks to the second. 5 seconds, you can sneak in. 2 minutes, you should probably give me an excuse. 5 minutes late to a meeting, and you should probably apologize and have a really good excuse. See, entering that culture and having it confront my value helped me understand, oh no, this is definitely your value. Out of that same vein, question your life, question your community. What are the things that receive the most violent reactions from you and your leadership if they are violated? By people of your community, by people of your family, by people around you, that it just rises up in you. That is uncalled for. The city, my community, my nation, the world is going to be offended by God because, you broke X. That'll help you understand whether or not your orientation is to his presence or to the things that come from him. Our focus should be upon his presence, not his presence, not his gifts. I'm very challenged by that in my life. I am to seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and that all these things would be added to me as well. The kingdom is contained in God's Spirit. Is my life, that's my question to myself. This is a question that Father asked me in prayer. Elijah, what is your life known by that reveals my favor and my witness in your life? Is my, this is in a moment, is my witness your witness to the world? Somebody should knit that on a pillow. Is my witness your witness to the world? Father, do not send me up from this place. Do not send us, your people, from this place unless your presence goes with us. For how will the nations know that you are pleased with us, that your favor is upon us, unless your presence, your manifest presence, goes with us? If you subscribe to what I am doing, hit the button. Hit it and then get it. Hit the bell as well so you get notified with the new content. And if you love this video, didn't just like it, hit the thumbs down button. Pray blessings on you guys' day. I love you guys lots, and I will see you in the next video.